You have a master's degree. You're the
degree
CEO
now.
of a
Straight
very successful
A's.
business with over 60 employees.
Yes.
If you don't mind me asking, what was your GPA leaving high school?
I had a .32. Welcome to Making Progress, a podcast where we discuss and discover what it means to find success in the journey of making change. I'm your host, Myra Renee. Yeah!
All right,
Okay.
so everyone, welcome to the podcast. I've got a bunch of questions here from fans of the pod, and I'm just gonna rapid fire them at you if that's okay. So Myra, can you share with us the moment that you realized you were no longer a solo entrepreneur but a leader?
When I had to pay all the bills for everyone. And
when you paid
when I paid the bills for everyone, it was worried about other people's paychecks.
Okay. Perfect answer. What was the biggest challenge you faced in scaling up your business from one person to a full team?
Myself.
Ooh.
Getting over myself, not taking myself too seriously, being okay with rejection, not getting things right, making other people upset, like just everything about me, just getting over me.
Wow. Tell us about the time where you had to be the villain in someone's story for the greater good of everyone else or the company.
I think just letting people go in general sometimes, because we are such a close-knit clinic, and everyone respects everyone so much. And so when there are cases of things that I have found out that whether it's for financial reasons or for company culture, someone harassing other employees, I will need to let someone go, or being unethical with a client. Right? I will need to let someone go, and you cannot always share all that information. So I always think that's a very unpopular thing to do, right? But also, if I was sitting around listening to them have dinner with their family after I have let them go, I'm sure I am, the villain, and, they don't understand what happened. And, that's never fun. And that's, I think, one of the most hardest things to do, because you want to see everybody win. You want to see everybody succeed. You want to see everyone prosper. You don't want to ever be that person to have to let someone go.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So reflecting on last year, what are some things that you learned that have influenced your leadership style that maybe, you took into 2024?
Yeah. I think, I always want people to walk away and say, Myra is just, the greatest person. She's so understanding. She's so this, she's so that, right? And I think what I've learned was to be a little bit more assertive and to lean into harder conversations, even if that means someone walks away and doesn't say, Myra's the greatest. They might say, Myra's the worst.
Yeah.
She really challenged me. That didn't feel good. That didn't make me feel right. And to just be okay with that.
In terms of, making those hard decisions and having to let people go, if you had the chance, would you do it over again, or would you change your approach from the beginning?
Oh, I think I needed some lessons that I got last year. I would not trade it in for anything. They were some of the hardest lessons I really went through. 2023 was rough. I went.
I don't mean to laugh,
2023 I went to school, right? I learned some things in 2023. But if I could tell myself something, and if I would listen, right, would be to listen to my intuition about things. When I'm feeling something isn't right, to lean into that, have those hard conversations with people, instead of like suppressing kind of like that inner voice, or that, that intuition you have when things aren't right.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Is it true you had a 4.0 leaving high school?
That is so false.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what was your GPA leaving high school?
Okay, really brace yourself. No one is going to believe it. I had a point. I didn't have a 1. I had a 0.32. Then no one wants to listen to me, right?
So
No.
Myra, so you said you had a point.
What advice do I have after that?
So you have a master's degree.
Yes, I have a master's
you're the
degree
CEO
now.
of a very successful
A's.
business with over 60 employees, and you had a 0 in your GPA.
I did.
In high school.
I didn't care.
The fans are going to want to hear more about,
about
that. Maybe for a different episode.
I was a funny child. I did not care. I was really more into social interactions with friends, and I skipped school a lot during school time, and then would come back to the school to be picked up from my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Stay tuned for more episodes. We're going to talk more about that.
If they rated me on social experience and 4.0. Gaining friends and all of that, like it would have been an A in there somewhere in that mix.
Wow. All right. Well, moving. I want to continue to power through these questions. I want to leave the people waiting for more because I need to hear more about that, and we'll do that in a different episode. So, looking back, what are some things? What's maybe one thing that you wish somebody told you before entering the field of mental health?
Oh, you're not going to get paid very well.
Bet.
You're going to feel so fulfilled from your clients and seeing change. And seeing hope sparked in their lives. And then 3, that there needs to be a lot of changes in the mental health field for accessibility of care for everyone. And that you're going to have to get really creative to make that happen.
Yeah. All right. I've asked you this before. My baby's in the back. I've asked you this before in other episodes, but do you think that everyone has what it takes to run a successful business?
No.
Bet. Next question. You can elaborate on that if you want to, but no, that was a very it was a sad no though. It was a sad no. It wasn't like a haha or judgmental no. That was like unfortunately no. Yeah. I love it. All right. So what advice would you give someone who finds themselves hating their dream job? What would someone who is doing the thing and they love what they do so much and they want to go on and just do that thing full time. But now they find themselves running a business. Yeah. And maybe they don't love learning about how much taxes they have to pay. Yeah. And about insurance.
Yep. I would say take a long extended break if you could. If you could, to see where is your heart? Where is your passion after that break? I talked to someone and it wasn't necessarily the same thing, but they did it more to practice for retirement. They took about 6 weeks off, and they had, when they were a little bit younger, they had made up this whole list of things that they wanted to do, right? They were like, I want to go fishing. I want to do this. They had this whole list. So they was ready. They were like, I'm going to practice my retirement. It's 6 weeks only. And so he said he went out to his garage. He had his boat. He was getting everything ready. He went fishing. He did all these things. And he said it was probably after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks only. Yeah. He was like, I am ready to go back to work. He's like, and my hobbies have changed. But what he said, he worked in the world of finance. And he said, I loved helping people financially. He just said, I just loved being this financial advisor. I loved helping people make decisions and making their life better. And he's like, that's actually what I figured out. That's where my passion is. And it actually does make me happy.
Do you think that mental health is still stigmatized in communities of color?
Somewhat, yes. Of course, because that's all I see. I feel like it's like we're breaking barriers. Yeah. Yeah. So it's so much better than what it was, even in compared to 2012.
Yes.
And now, huge difference.
Yeah. Did you ever intentionally go after changing the stigma around mental health, or were you just focused on helping people. Okay, awesome.
No, I have through social media, also through like just going to events, cultural events, setting up a table, talking about it.
What's one common misconception that people have about mental health that Anesis Therapy is actively working to dispel?
That you're crazy, right? I think that's one thing we hear all the time in our culture is, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy, guys.
And it's okay to be not okay.
I'm going to ask a question about mentorship. Whose influence in your life has been impactful for you personally or professionally? You can be as specific or as vague as you'd like.
Yeah. So Amy Gannon, she's actually she's passed away. She ran an organization here for women entrepreneurs. And so I would meet with her several times. She actually helped me with our mission statement that you see on our website. That was all from Amy sitting down with me and helping me create my mission statement. But she was such a huge mentor in my life. And then I've had other people just also like in the mental health field that have helped mentor me as well. Like, old professors, but then also from infant mental health, Dr. Kathleen Hepke, like just a lot of just different people and different seeds in my life have been planted.
How important do you think it is to have mentors in your life?
Oh, so huge. You can't do the work. No one's an island. You can't do the work on your own.
Do you think that leaders should seek to mentor people?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm a huge believer in building your own and also just mentoring the next generation. So even at Anesis, the people that are in leadership, we have some people that we've hired that haven't been a part of Anesis in their own growth development, but a lot of our leadership have been mentored from either me or other leaders at Anesis and now holding really key responsibilities and roles at our company. And we also take in interns at Anesis as well, and people mentor them before they graduate. And so it's usually for 9 months. So just a huge believer in mentoring the next generation.
So it sounds like mentorship is baked into how you...
Yes. It's baked into how we hire people, how we've grown has all been based on mentoring.
Huh.
Yeah. Build your own. And we got to do that as Black and brown folks.
Yeah.
We've been shut out in so many industries. So it's even more so important that we offer that and give people a seat to the table, mentor them to even start their own table, make their own table for people, right? But it's super important.
Do you think there's such a thing as a company growing too fast?
I've had people say that to me. It's a really interesting question. I remember being just like minding my business, the business growing.
Yeah.
And then running into a couple of community people and they asked me that. And they were like, well, don't you think it's growing too fast? Or we heard that you're growing and we think it's growing too fast. Now, mind you, we weren't having any issues or anything.
Yeah.
And I remember that being so scary. So I think, yes, that could be a possibility. I think financially, it's very, very hard, just even from my own experience. Like, we probably could grow double again because we have over 1,000 people on our waiting list, right? We could hire a ton of people, but you have to have the revenue to support growth and development. And so that can be really hard. So if you don't have that and you don't have like angel investors and, all those things, which, let's face it, a lot of Black and brown entrepreneurs don't have those resources. So you do really have to figure out how to scale your business. I had figured out kind of like what our recipe is and like how many people we can hire, because there's so much of the upfront time that is unbillable.
Yeah.
And so you have to figure out what does your scale, if you want to scale up, what does that look like for you? And what do you need and what resources? But also like, don't let haters, get you down.
Yeah.
Like, why are you bothered about us growing?
Yeah.
Like that's, if we're doing everything right, that's like no one's business.
Yeah. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So you're a mom, you're a podcaster, You are a CEO. You also take clients. You're on many boards, do many community things. You're very involved with your church. Do you have a daily routine? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have a nightly routine? Do you have, what are your routines looking like?
Yeah, I do I feel like my routines, that's why I'm reading the habit book right now, right? Because I feel like I need to like really hone in on my habits and I try to make things somewhat easier for myself, like things I wear. I don't wear a lot of like loud colors and things like that because it's too much to think about and match in the morning. So there's like little things like that help me in my routine. But I would say like I love listening to like podcasts or books in the morning while I get ready. Some mornings I do like to work out. I'm getting better at that. I would like a perfect morning would be me working out every morning. I have a Peloton downstairs. I have no excuse. But I would say overall, I do like listening to things in the morning. And some mornings, like when I really, really need to like, just like, I need to like really get in it. I might listen to rap music.
Uh-oh.
Because it just, like just gets you in that mind of, that mind frame, like, okay, energized in the morning. So sometimes, it'll be gospel. Sometimes it'll be rap music just to get me going. But yeah, that's usually my routine. I do all the other regular things. I'm a big coffee drinker.
Yeah. Shout out to the coffee drinkers out there. Shout out to y'all and us.
Yes, I have to have coffee and I have to have it at the office. So I don't drink it usually here at home. I wait until I get to the office and I have my coffee there. And then I kind of have my routine of what I do when I get in the office as well and how I set up my office for my day. Nighttime, I mean, I have kids, you try to do as much routine as you can, but I'm just trying to get those little jokers to bed at a decent time. And, I love me time. So I'll stay up a little bit later past when the kids go to bed, just like to think about nothing, I think is like self-care.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really, that's
not like probably not like the best routine.
No,
but.
I was going to say that's really refreshing because, it often feels like you can't reach the level of success that you've reached without crazy schedules and crazy, I only eat the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
I don't talk to friends. I don't see nobody.
Yeah, I think that's stupid, right? I do. I just think it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Like, we're not robots.
I love it. So, last question. What's like one piece of advice or insight that's like really stuck with you throughout the years?
It's one that I hate, actually, but it's so true.
It's the best kind, often.
Is that people come and go.
People come and go.
People come and go. I think for someone like me who cares so much, you don't want to see people go, especially on bad terms.
Yeah.
But that's life. And that's being in relationship with people. You get all aspects of people, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. And sometimes people come and sometimes people go. And that you just have to be okay with that. I mean, like we separate things in the US, like work, you have your work, well, they call it work-life balance.
Yeah.
But you do work 40 hours a week and you're with those people for 40 hours. But somehow we don't call that a part of life.
Yeah.
You just call it work, which is like, it's really interesting, but it's a huge part of your life. That's what it is. And you build relationships.
Yeah. If you sleep for 8 hours, work for 8 hours, you got 8 hours to spend with your family. Well, your work is just as significant.
It's so significant. And the relationships that you build with people are very significant. And
come and they go.
And they go.
Wow. All right. Well, Myra, thank you so much for answering our questions for today. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode and join us next time on Making Progress.